Hi guys, I'm Shmee, and this is probably the least excited you will ever hear me at the start of a video, and that is why. So let me take you to the side of the M25 around London, heading to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and tell you a little bit about what's just sadly happened to my McLaren Senna. Unfortunately, I'm at the side of the motorway, and I'm sorry it's quite noisy. Something has happened that I hoped would never happen between this truck and the Senna, and yeah, that is this. I don't really know what I can say other than just showing it. I was in lane 2, the truck driver was in lane 3, he moved to the left, and the first thing I heard was the crunch, as of course the car got hit about here. Now, of course, I'm not particularly keen to have shown this, but I'm very aware that you guys are going to see it at some point, and I believe honesty is the best course of action. Actually, I should probably stand on the other side. I'm obviously a little bit shaking. We've been exchanging documents. We've been doing everything that we need to do. I've been speaking to my insurer. Senna's seem pretty cursed. I don't really know what to say at the moment. I don't really know what to say. Well, fast forward a little bit. We have, well, a touch more of a plan for what's going on. It's going to be taken away. Of course, the car has to go to McLaren to entirely see what's going to happen next. Further reflection about it, you can see literally how the damage starts at this point, how it's just kind of taken out the whole of the side. We've got some cracks. Obviously PPF has done some protection, but not going to save it. We've got some cracks on the door mirror cover, the blue carbon. This piece looks fine. Everything forward of that is fine. Obviously the door has some damage here, but I'd expect PPF has probably saved that. Topaz PPF on it. I suspect that would be fine, but not hugely helpful because we've got some cracks to the carbon here. The whole body, remember, of this car is carbon fiber, like every painted panel, whether it's exposed like this or not at all. That piece looks fine. We're definitely going to need this new door. Quite clearly, we're going to need a new piece of glass on here. Let me just show you quickly how it's held up. Obviously, I think that's where the kind of protruding bit that the truck has towards the front has kind of stabbed in as it's moved across. And you can see the way the glass is shattered. It has actually broken through at the lower side just there, and we had a bit of glass splintering inside here, as you can see, but I've tried not to touch it so that we don't get any cuts or damage or anything further than we need on that. So that's pretty much the door. Mechanically, everything seems fine. Obviously, we've driven it from where it happened to here. A bit further back though, this has clearly had some immense pressure under it. You can see the stress marks that it's got in the carbon fibre all here, where the weave has kind of cracked around. And again, PPF, but I'm not going to spend too long trying to fiddle with that. And then the main bit is where the wheel, the rotation of the front wheel. So if you picture the truck cab, that's the kind of front of it. That's where its indicator protrudes. That's the front wheel, the driver up here. And obviously me just down in the blind spot almost in there, left lane. Then here we've got some cracks through. See a bit of funny marks here. Maybe that's rubber from the wheel. It must be the rubber. Some crack marks from the stress. A few more rubber marks around here. That's completely mashed. Have a look at this. That's completely some carbon fibre that's gone very wrong there. And then all of these. So obviously that whole panel is going to need changing. I don't think there's any more damage to it further back. This panel, just I think the PPF mark there, but otherwise fine. Bumper completely fine. The wheel, a couple of scratches to the front, but this is the big one right down at the bottom where you can see, and I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to get a cut on it or anything. I wouldn't want to do any substantial driving on that. It's a little bit dubious. Further back, that's all fine. Up here on the wing, we did think that this bit was just going to be PPF potentially. That bit's obviously, the end plate is obviously a goner. We'll need a new end plate. That scratch would come out, but that crack unfortunately there means that this whole top piece needs to be replaced. The bottom piece is totally fine, but that top piece will definitely need to be a new one. So we're talking what, 1, 2, 3, the wheel 4, probably the tyre 2, 5, lower skirt 6, door 7, glass 8, mirror 9, 9 bits of car or so that have unfortunately taken the brunt of this and taken the damage, but at least we didn't need one of those.
I'm ready, just in case.
We don't need it. The car's going to be trailered. We definitely don't need it. Cheeky, very cheeky. Oh well, at least I can slightly chuckle on this day. Of course, number plates off, standard procedure when the car's going back towards the garage in these circumstances, although pretty irrelevant when I'm making a video for you guys of this. It's not really going to change much. So, for the time being at least, we have seen the Senna here with the G. And all I can do is give a massive shout out to Dump Barn, who have come with the trailer to help take this away after the changed plans. From my side, at least it's not the Ford GT a week before heading to America, and the silver lining, if I can say that, is ultimately I'm going to the US for 2 months. So by the time I get back, fingers crossed, this is all going to be mended. It does of course mean we're not going to make it to stand to have the car on, although we're quickly calling in some favours to get the Ford GT there in time. That was going to be coming down tomorrow, and hopefully we'll end up having that tonight on the stand. Pretty nonplussed, as you can imagine. Feeling a bit like, what could I have done? I had no idea this was happening until I heard the noise. We were in, just to clarify a bit, in the UK we have what are called Smart Motorways, where if it detects congestion, they automatically bring up a speed limit. So the normal speed limit on a motorway is 70. At the time it was a 40 mile an hour limit. We were probably, well, we were in stop and go traffic, we were probably at 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour at the time, and crawling along, following the lanes in front, and the next thing I knew was bang, crack, quite a loud noise, as you can imagine, the glass, just the impact. Quickly tried to pull to the left and work out what was happening. You can imagine it was quite, well, intense at the time. I'm glad it was me driving. If it's going to happen, better it was me than when someone else is at the wheel. And hopefully insurance is going to be able to sort it all out. At the end of the day, that's what we have it for. I just feel completely like I'm going to be living this back for a while, reliving the moment, trying to think, like, did I do something wrong, and what could I have done differently? I don't know. I just got really bad luck, really bad luck. So for now, we're going to load it up, send it back to McLaren, and obviously it'll get stored overnight, trailered back in the morning, and I guess it's going to be a few weeks before I know more, and when I'm in America, and hopefully in a couple of months' time the car will be back to its full glory. For now though, well, damaged cars are never a pretty thing at all, but let's get it loaded up and sent on its way and taken back towards, well, wherever it's going to be heading next, to be honest, and then go home and just chill, because it's going to be a very early start tomorrow actually to get the GT onto the stand. It's like 5 AM, something like that. Well, it still sounds epic. 4 litre twin turbo V8, and then it's going to be reversed and put in the truck. And of course we've got the little chimney here as well. Low evening sunshine. This was not the intention for ending the evening like this, but it will now be in good hands on towards the next stop. Yeah, that sounds so cool. So cool. Grumble, grumble. Goodbye for now, damage. Goodbye. Oh, that looks so painful, so horrible. On the front though, it's pretty epic. Really epic. This means then it's going to be off. Shut the doors. And yeah, we will see that again. Bye, Senna. Bye for now. We'll see it again at some point in the future. What a total bummer of a day. I'm not gonna lie. Absolute rubbish. I need to go and rest and work out what's happening next. For now though, that's it. I felt it was better to be open with you guys. There's no point in trying to hide it, keep it secret. It happened, it's life. And let's just hope it comes back better than ever, fixed properly, and we can go from there. That's it. I'm in my hotel room, ready for the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and of course I've had a little bit more time to think about this. And the first thing I'm going to say is that Solomon Drin accused me of the Shmee curse. But quite clearly, this curse to do with Sennas for Solomon Drin, for Jer Collector, and now for me, is definitely not my doing, because it's hit me as well. Of course, the most important things, obviously, not necessarily on my mind at the time, are that nobody got hurt, I didn't get hurt, no one else got hurt, and nobody else was involved. You might have seen at the side of the road, there was actually a completely separate incident where 2 other cars had a front and rear bump in the stop-start traffic, and of course they were there with a policeman for that when we ended up pulling in behind them. So this all happened I mean, it's a complete blur when this happens, because for me, for example, I was driving along. It's the funniest thing, in an ironic way, obviously, is that I've driven the car in anger on the Nürburgring GP around Spa for 2 days with pure McLaren, and never was I worried about anything happening there. And this happens in a 40-mile-per-hour average speed controlled motorway section, where I'm in complete comfort automatic mode, just literally going from A to B to drive the car down to the Festival of Speed to be on display, like not even pulling a manual downshift. And that's what I always find so strange. And of course there's going to be a whole discussion about what happened, and there are dash cams obviously in the truck, so the insurance company will look at those. They're not things I'm able to ever see with data protection and that side of things. I mean, I've said it enough times in this video, I'm totally bummed out about this. The Senna is such a big car for me, as you know. I'm very lucky that as it happens now, the Ford GT is going to come down to be at this event instead. But I mean, you know, I don't really know what else I can add about it. I keep running back in my mind, could I have done anything different in this scenario? And I had no idea. I didn't know this was coming until that was it. And you might be able to hear in the background my phone, which has been vibrating and going off like every 5 seconds, because when you're stopped at the side of the M25, it is literally the busiest motorway in the UK. So I don't know, in the hour we were there, how many people will have gone past. But a lot of people were aware of this. And obviously, it's great that so many people care. Of course, I'm kind of single-minded on, is the car okay? And the car will be okay. I would say, you know, it's only metal, but it's only carbon fibre. At least we can try and make a little bit of a joke about it. And it can be replaced, it can be painted. The car is quite new, so the paint hasn't deteriorated, so new paint will be exactly the same. We'll get it fixed, hopefully, by McLaren, and it will literally be as new. And in a slightly, you know, strange set of circumstances, this has happened literally, a week before I go to the USA for 2 months. So beside Goodwood Festival of Speed, the car would have literally been sat in my storage on trickle charger on tyre cushions. So hopefully it will all be mended before I get back and we can go out and drive it again. I just hope that it's not going to be, you know, too much of a headache and a hassle, and that it can all be rectified, because, well, as you've seen, it's mechanically fine. Powertrain side of things is fine. It's just the cosmetic elements of the exterior, and those are all things that can be, well, fixed fairly easily. They can be replacement parts. I don't know if there's a back order or anything like that, but McLaren are obviously aware of this already. I've been speaking to them, and they've been fantastic, actually. I reached out, some of them reached out to me, because obviously, funny thing, if I can be funny, this happened 6 miles from MTC, the McLaren Technology Centre, the factory where it was built, 6 miles away. So literally staff, executives and staff at McLaren were driving past seeing this. So that was a kind of intriguing element of it, and a big thanks to everybody who's helped out so far. A big thanks to Dump Barn for coming to take the car away. This was actually a day of some pretty strange plans ahead of that, which you're going to see. Obviously this is all confusing with the G63 that you've now kind of seen, but there's going to be video with that being done and the Topaz skin. I'm glad I got to take a few photos of the two cars together. But as you can as you can see, I'm a little bit edgy, I'm a little bit shaken. I'm probably going to lie in bed later on and replay this moment on repeat, trying to work out how exactly it went. But number one, I'm okay, nobody's hurt, the car will be repaired, it will be fine, and it will be as good as new when it is repaired. And that's obviously number one, and then we can go on and continue and have some fun with it. Until then, it will just be off the road for a bit until it gets fixed up. These things happen, everybody's fine, and well, I appreciate you guys. You know, it's happened. Let's not go too crazy about it. It's life. Yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm sorry about that. As you can imagine, my head is spinning like crazy. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully we'll have something more exciting next time around. Cheers.